student friends. In the previous presentation have discussed about types of staining procedures. Under this we have seen about negative staining or a relief or indirect staining, as well as a positive staining, for which I have taken example of monochrome staining. In all these staining procedures we have discussed about the mechanism, procedure and applications of negative staining as well as monochrome staining. Now we will be discussing about next type of staining, that is known as differential staining. In differential staining there is use of two or more stains, and these staining procedures will help to differentiate bacteria in different groups or classes. So one can define precisely differential staining as the staining procedure that makes visible the differences between bacterial cells or their parts. So differential staining procedures will visualize the different colors of the bacterial cells in one staining, and it also will be helpful to color different parts of the bacterial cells in different colors. Ultimately, this will help in classifying bacteria in different groups, and hence it is known as differential staining. These differences mainly are due to the change or variation in physical and chemical properties of the cells. So they will have different chemical components and their structure physically will be different. And these physical and chemical property differences will help the cells to react in a different way with same stain and will appear in different color. There are two most important differential staining procedures which are used in microbiology. These are Gram staining and acid-fast staining. Now, what are the features of differential staining? Differential staining procedures, example Grams and acid-fast, use two basic stains. We have seen that in negative staining there is use of only one stain, and that too is acidic. In monochrome staining there is use of only one stain and it is basic. But in this differential staining procedure there is use of two different basic stains. Of these two stains, one is applied at early stage of procedure. It is known as primary stain, and another is used in the latter stage of staining, and hence it is known as secondary or counter stain. So there are two basic stains used in differential stainings as primary stain and secondary or a counter stain. The second feature of differential staining procedures is that there is use of a decolorizing agent. In negative staining as well as in monochrome, a positive staining, there is no use of a decolorizing agent. So decolorizing agents used in these two staining procedures, they are different. For example, in Gram staining there is use of 95% ethyl alcohol as a decolorizing agent, while in acid-fast staining there is use of acid alcohol mixture as a decolorizing agent. The third feature of differential staining is that there is use of a mordant. Especially mordant is used in Gram staining. What is mordant? Mordant, it is a chemical substance or a compound that reacts with and forms complexes with the stain, and this stain mordant complex will help the cells to color prominently in the staining procedure. So there is use of mordant in Gram staining, that is the special feature of Gram staining. The fourth feature, of course, which will be the feature of acid-fast staining, where heat is used during staining. We have seen that in negative staining there is no use of heat at all. In monochrome staining we use heat, but this heat is used for fixation of the smear or fixation of the cells to the glass slide. There is no use of heat for actual staining. But in acid-fast staining, when we apply stain, then during application of stain, the slide is heated, and this will help in penetration of stain within the cells. So heat is used, that too in actual staining process, and that too in a acid fast staining. So firstly we will deal with Gram staining procedure. As already I cleared, this represents best example of differential staining, and it differentiates bacteria in two groups as Gram positive bacteria and Gram negative bacteria. This is the oldest staining procedure, which was introduced by a Danish scientist Christian Gram in 1884. Basically, Christian Gram, he used two stains, one a primary stain and second a secondary or a counter stain. The primary stain that was used by him was aniline junction violet, and the secondary or the counter stain used by him was Bismarck brown. In addition to these primary and secondary stains, he also used a mordant, that is Lugol's iodine. And I have told you that mordant is a substance that forms an insoluble complex with stain and helps the stain to adhere to the cells. In addition, Christian Gram used a decolorizing agent, and the decolorizing agent used was absolute ethyl alcohol, meaning 100% of ethyl alcohol. Now, this original Gram's method has been modified by so many scientists, so many workers. Of all these modifications, the widely used modification is the modification made by Hucker and Kahn, and hence it is known as Hucker's modification of Gram staining. This modification gives better results as compared to the other modifications. Hucker's modification uses stains as Hucker's crystal violet as a primary stain, while in original method by Christian Gram, aniline junction violet was used as a primary stain. Hucker's modification uses a secondary or a counter stain which is 0.5% basic fuchsin. In original method, it was Bismarck brown used by Christian Gram. The modification also involves use of a mordant. It is Gram's iodine. This is in contrast to Lugol's iodine that was used by Christian Gram in 1884. And the Hucker's modification uses 95% of ethanol or ethyl alcohol as a decolorizing agent, in contrast to the absolute alcohol that was used by Christian Gram. We will see the procedure. From a given bacterial suspension, initially on a clean, grease-free marked slide, a smear is prepared. A smear thereafter is air dried and heat fixed. After heat fixation, the smear is flooded with a primary stain, that is Hucker's crystal violet, which is allowed to react for 1 to 2 minutes. After application of a primary stain, slide is washed with water. Then to the smear, Gram's iodine, a mordant, is applied for 1 minute. Again slide is washed with water, and thereafter the slide is or smear is washed with a decolorizing agent, that is 95% ethanol, till violet color stops to come out from the smear. After proper ethanol washing, the slide is washed with water, and finally it is covered with a secondary or a counter stain, which usually is 0.5% basic fuchsin or saprophyrin, which is allowed to react for about 2 minutes. This application of a counter stain for 2 minutes will be followed by washing with water. Then you have to dry the smear and slide in air. You have to put a drop of oil, and the smear is to be observed under oil immersion lens. Must remember that amongst all these 10 steps, step number 6 is critical, because results of Gram staining will depend on this decolorization process. If the decolorization is proper, you will get better results. If it is improper, incomplete, then you will not get the better results. So this step is very critical, and that is to be followed very carefully. When we will observe this slide after Gram staining under oil immersion lens, you will get two types of bacteria. Some bacteria, they are violet in color, they are known as Gram positive bacteria, while some bacteria they are pink in color, which are known as gram-negative bacteria. Now we will discuss mechanism of Gram's staining. Gram nature of bacteria, that is gram positiveness or gram negativeness, depends on the component of a bacterial cell known as cell wall. It is the anatomical part of the cell, and the structure of the cell wall and its chemical composition will determine the permeability property of the cells. Cell wall of bacteria may or may not contain a specific chemical component, and if that chemical component is present, it will be present in different amount or different proportion. So presence or absence of component and its variable proportion will determine the permeability property of the bacteria. The permeability difference differentiates bacteria in two groups as gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. Number of theories have been proposed to explain the mechanism of Gram staining, but most widely accepted theories will be discussing in this particular slide. The first theory is lipid theory. This theory states that the gram positiveness or negativeness depends on the proportion of lipids present in cell wall. Cell wall of gram positive bacteria contain lower percentage of lipids in the range of 0 to 4% in comparison with the lipid content of cell wall of gram negative bacteria. So lipid content of gram positive bacterial cell wall is very less. When we apply ethanol in a staining procedure, cells get dehydrated, and as a result of this, the pores which are present in the cell wall, they decrease in size, and ultimately the stain that already has penetrated will not be coming out after application of a decolorizing agent. So application of a decolorizing agent will help in decreasing the permeability of cell wall, and the trapped stain molecules, they do not come out even after application of the decolorizing agent. And because of this, gram positive bacteria, they retain the crystal violet iodine complex, and hence they appear violet in color. In contrast, the gram negative bacterial cell wall contains higher percentage of lipids in the range of 11 to 20%. When a decolorizing agent called ethanol is applied, it dissolves the lipids, as a result of which the porosity of cell wall and permeability of cell wall, it increases. So the crystal violet iodine complex molecules which initially are present in cell wall, they will be removed after application of a decolorizing agent. As a result, cells become colorless, and such colorless cells then thereafter will take the color of secondary or a counter stain, and hence they appear pink in color. Another theory that has been proposed to explain the mechanism of Gram staining is peptidoglycan theory. Peptidoglycan is one of the important components that is present in cell wall of bacteria. It is present in cell wall of both gram positive as well as gram negative bacteria, but the quantity of a peptidoglycan is quite higher in cell wall of gram positive bacteria as compared to gram negatives. The amount of peptidoglycan is in the range of 40 to 90% of dry weight of cell wall in gram positive bacteria. And the second feature of peptidoglycan in gram positive bacterial wall is that it has number of cross linkages. So because of higher proportion of peptidoglycan and large number of cross linkages, the pore size of cell wall of gram positive bacteria is very small, and hence the crystal violet iodine complex is trapped in pores, and it is not lost even after treatment with ethanol, and because of that cells appear violet in color. In contrast, the peptidoglycan content of cell wall of gram negative bacteria is lower. It is 5 to 10% just of total dry weight of cell wall. And second character is that the peptidoglycan has less number of cross linkages. So because of lower peptidoglycan content and small number of cross linkages, the pore size is larger, and the crystal violet iodine complex, which is trapped initially in pores, is easily removed after application of a decolorizing agent called ethanol. As a result, the cells become colorless. and such cells thereafter will take the color of counter stain and will appear pink in color. There is one more theory that has been proposed to explain the mechanism. It is magnesium ribonucleate theory. Now this component, magnesium ribonucleate, it is present in cell wall of only gram-positive bacteria. It is not present in walls of gram-negative. So crystal violet iodine complex, it will react with this magnesium ribonucleate, as a result of which there is formation of a ternary complex, meaning a complex of crystal violet, iodine and magnesium ribonucleate. And this ternary complex is not removed by ethanol treatment. Hence, cells retain the color of violet color and will appear gram-positive. Well, gram-negative bacterial cell wall is not containing magnesium ribonucleate at all, and that's why a ternary complex is not formed. Only binary complex, that is crystal violet iodine complex, will be formed, and that is easily removed by ethanol treatment. As a result, cells become colorless and then thereafter will take the color of secondary stain and will appear pink in color. Now we will see what are the applications of gram staining, where this gram staining is used. Gram staining is helpful for identification and classification of bacteria. It is helpful for study of morphological characters of bacteria, that is size, shape and arrangement. And in medical field, the gram positive and gram negative pathogens are there that cause different types of diseases. So for treatment of diseases, the antibiotics are to be selected. So gram nature of the pathogen will be helpful for selection of antibiotics and drugs in treatment of such bacterial diseases. Another example of differential staining is acid-fast staining. This particular staining will differentiate bacteria in two groups as acid-fast bacteria and non-acid-fast bacteria. The acid fastness of the bacteria is because of presence of higher proportion of lipid in the form of lipid coating, and such lipid coatings, they are present in certain bacteria which are known as acid fast bacteria. Example, Mycobacterium species, for example Mycobacterium tuberculosis, that causes tuberculosis in human, Mycobacterium leprae, that causes leprosy in human, and certain Nocardia species also have a high proportion of lipid in the form of envelope. We will see what are the features of this staining. Acid fast staining uses phenolic stain. So far we have discussed the negative staining uses aqueous stain, positive staining, monochrome staining uses aqueous stain, gram staining even is using the primary and secondary counter stains which are prepared in water, meaning both are aqueous stains. But acid fast staining uses a stain prepared in phenol, or it uses a phenolic stain. The second feature of acid fast staining that already we have seen, that this staining procedure uses heat during staining, meaning when we apply a stain to the smear, then this smear with stain is heated from below. That will help in penetration of the stain within the cells, especially in the lipidic envelope or a coating present in these bacterial cells. The third feature is that there is use of a strong decolorizing agent. We have seen that there is no decolorizing agent used in negative or monochrome, but in grams there is use of a decolorizing agent which is 95% ethyl alcohol. More strong decolorizing agent is used in this staining. It is either acid or acid alcohol mixture. Now we will see what is the procedure. The method used for acid fast staining is known as Gill-Nielsen method. These are names of two scientists who designed this particular staining procedure for demonstration of acid fast bacteria. We will see what are the steps in this process. Initially, smear is prepared on a clean grease-free slide from a given bacterial suspension. Smear is then air dried, then it is heat fixed, and after heat fixation, then smear is flooded with a special stain known as Gill-Nielsen carbol-fuchsin, abbreviated as ZNCF. It's a phenolic stain. Once you flood the smear with ZNCF, then slide from below is heated with a low flame of burner intermittently till steam will come up from the smear. A precaution is to be taken during staining, that stain should not boil and at the same time there should not be drying of the smear. Now this particular heating with ZnCF is continued for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, slide is allowed to cool down and then it is used to wash with a strong decolorizing agent. It is 20% sulfuric acid or acid alcohol mixture. Like gram staining, this also is a critical step in acid fast for decolorization. The application of a decolorizer is to be done until no more color comes out from the smear in the washing. After proper washing with a decolorizing agent, then slide is washed with water and finally smear is covered with a secondary or a counter stain, that is 0.3% methylene blue, which is allowed to react for 2 minutes. Slide after 2 minutes is washed with water, it is air dried, a drop of oil is placed on smear and smear is observed under oil immersion lens of the microscope. Let's see what is the observation. Under microscope, you will observe two types of bacteria. Some are bright red colored, they are known as acid fast bacteria, while some are blue colored, these are known as non-acid fast bacteria. You will see what is the mechanism of acid fast staining. Why some cells appear acid fast and some they do not appear as acid fast. Acid fastness of bacteria is due to presence of a very high lipid content, and see the lipid content is as much as 60% of dry weight of cell wall, and these lipids they are present in the form of coating over cell wall in the form of cell envelope. The major lipids present in higher proportion are mycolic acids, glycolipids and mycosides. So higher lipid content is the feature of acid fast bacteria. We apply ZnCF as a stain and it has basic function. Basic function in ZnCF, it is more soluble in phenol than in water or acid, and the phenol in turn is more soluble in lipids which are present in cell envelope of acid fast bacteria. Staining procedure involves use of intensifiers. One is a chemical intensifier and it is phenol present in ZnCF stain, and second is physical intensifier, that is heat, because we know that during staining we apply heat. So heat when is applied in the staining procedure, it increases the pore size in the cell envelope or a lipid coating. This will allow the carbaalfuchsin stain molecules to enter, which will be retained by acid fast bacteria, and these molecules, stain molecules, they will not be coming out even will apply acid or acid alcohol mixture. Thus acid fast bacteria they retain the color of primary stain, that is ZnCF, and appear bright red or pink in color. Non-acid fast bacteria they don't have lipid proportion and hence they will lose carbaalfuchsin after acid or acid alcohol treatment, and this is mainly because they have very low lipid content and hence they become colorless after application of the decolorizing agent, which then thereafter will take the color of a counter stain. The counter stain used in acid fast staining is methylene blue, and hence non-acid fast bacteria they appear blue in color. We will see what are the applications where this acid fast staining is used. Acid fast staining is helpful to differentiate bacteria in two groups as acid fast and non-acid fast, and the most important application of acid fast staining is in medical field. This is helpful for diagnosis of diseases like tuberculosis caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis and a disease called leprosy caused by Mycobacterium leprae. So clinical samples from the patients they are collected, from that smear is prepared and this smear is subjected for acid fast staining. If you will observe that acid fast bacteria are present in the smear, one can come to the conclusion that the individual is suffering from tuberculosis or leprosy. Thank you.